Before y'all do anything, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you rockin' with Young Dolph, man, put the dolphin emoji in the comment section. Let me know where y'all from and who you rockin' with. Finesse2Tymes shooter got picked up too, man. They got everybody that's around Finesse2Tymes. You gotta understand, man, when them dudes started putting Finesse2Tymes paperwork out there, it made the feds look back into it and see if they missed anything, man. This is why all the rappers gotta be careful, man, because they celebrities, they everything about them public. Everyone gonna go and try to look up their past, their history, and everything like that, man. They giving Ricos to rappers, they giving them Fed time, they giving them a whole lot of stuff, man. They putting bodies on them and everything like that. What you gotta understand these days is that Finesse2Tymes, what he did was basically try to get out of a certain jam in a certain situation. He didn't think a lot of people was gonna come back and look at his paperwork. They not thinking about that. When these dudes like Finesse2Tymes, Moneybagg Yo, Yo Gotti, blacyoungsta, any of them, when they start doing things in the streets, moving a certain type of way, like where they start doing something that they trying to hide, they forget about the fact that if they get locked up, if there's any reports, any type of anything, paperwork out there, people are gonna end up going back and going to look at everything and exposing everything, man. When these dudes was doing what they was doing, they didn't think about the internet. They didn't think about all the dudes that look at paperwork and expose it, because they didn't think that they was gonna have to run into their big homies, all the dudes that was the OGs in the hood that would check the paperwork. One thing you gotta understand is that whenever somebody's paperwork gets put out there, you gotta understand that that's what they did, man. And this is what you gotta realize, where a lot of these rappers, they done told in the past, they snitched, they got out of these certain cases, and they thought that everything was gonna be able to fly under the radar. They try to get all of that stuff so that nobody could see what they did and all that. But people went digging, they found it back out. Boom, they exposed the Finesse2Tymes snitching situation. The feds seen that, and then they went ahead and pulled back Finesse2Tymes old files, and they looked through it and said, we forgot about this 2018 warrant, we forgot about this and that situation, man. So the people that exposed Finesse2Tymes paperwork really put the feds on to actually them going back and double checking their stuff to make sure that they didn't miss a single beat, because then them dudes would come back and call the feds out for missing a certain thing on Finesse2Tymes, man. This is a thing where you can't do nothing without nobody knowing about it no more, man. Everybody in 2023 going on 2024, everybody got access to all sorts of information, man. At the end of the day, the rappers, they just gotta do things that they gonna be honest with themselves, man. Don't snitch, don't be getting in trouble. Just get your money, do your shows, do your albums, whatever you gotta do, man. And a lot of people forgot that this is what Dolph warned everybody from, man. When they start not messing with you no more and everything, just like Finesse2Tymes, they wasn't messing with him no more. Ever since he cut ties with Moneybagg Yo and he cut ties with J Prince, because he knew what they had going on, man. Finesse2Tymes came out from doing time, and they thought that they was gonna hurry up and rush him into this whole entire thing, thinking that he was gonna sign away without looking at anything. But he looked around and he understood what was going on. He knew what they was doing to him, and he said they were wrong for that. So when he cut ties with Moneybagg Yo, CMG, Yo Gotti, J Prince, and J Prince Jr. and all of them, he didn't want to do no more work with them because he knew what came with it, man. And at the end of the day, everybody was really trying to figure out how they could get a come up off of Finesse2Tymes before that 2018 thing caught back up with him again, man. Y'all gotta realize that this was something that everybody knew coming. They talked to the guys who looked into Finesse2Tymes. They knew he only had one solid year since he got out. But Finesse2Tymes didn't even know that himself, because he was thinking like he just got out. How could he go back in? They didn't. If they already had him in the system, why didn't they get him for the 2018 warrant back then? So it got a lot of people scratching their heads trying to figure out what's going on. But I'm trying to tell y'all, man, a lot of people think that Finesse2Tymes got set up by all the people that he done cut off, man. He cut off CMG. They must have missed out on a lot of bread that they was trying to make a play off of Finesse2Tymes. He cut off J Prince Jr. and them. They was trying to get him to do everything. When they got him out and they flew him out to Houston and everything this first day, they was trying to pamper him and show him this extravagant lifestyle, like, yeah, you need to come with us, you need to sign with us. And they was really trying to get Finesse2Tymes to pen that in. But then Finesse2Tymes was like, let me go ahead and explore my options. The first thing he wanted to do was try to see if he could make amends with Moneybagg Yo and Yo Gotti. So he went and talked to them. He said, what's up with all them hits? Those are really my songs. A lot of people didn't know that most of the Moneybagg Yo hits and songs is actually written by Finesse2Tymes. It was in his journal book when he was locked up, man. Before that, he had a whole book and computer full of stuff, but he left it at the studio when he got locked up. And so you already know who was in that studio. When they figured out the news, man, they snatched that stuff up and they ran with it. It was over with after that. Once Moneybagg Yo got put on with that Dolph feature, then he had Finesse2Tymes hits and records, so he went ahead and did what he did with that, man. It was a no-brainer. And CMG, Yo Gotti, they did what they did to get him to choose sides with him instead of going with Young Dolph, man. A lot of these dudes is really from Memphis, man. Finesse2Tymes really from Memphis. And all of them, they ran into Young Dolph. They crossed Young Dolph path before Yo Gotti got into their ear and started telling them everything, man. If they would have just listened to Young Dolph, Moneybagg Yo, he would still be doing shows right now. He wouldn't have got his Detroit show canceled. If Finesse2Tymes just listened to Dolph, he wouldn't have had to go through that group with Moneybagg Yo, blacyoungsta, have to break up with them, then have to go do all of the Fed time that he had to do. If he was rocking with Dolph, Dolph would have put him in a position where he wouldn't have never had to go and try to do those certain things in the streets that really got him in trouble, man, because Dolph knew better to put his people on into making more money so they didn't have to do none of that stuff or even do anything they had to do before, man. And so what y'all gotta realize is from this whole entire thing is that when Finesse2Tymes, Moneybagg Yo, and blacyoungsta all split up, something happened to Finesse2Tymes or he ended up getting locked up. Then when he came back out of that situation, all the opportunities with Dolph and everything was gone, man. When Finesse2Tymes got out the slammer, Dolph already had got hit up. And so Finesse2Tymes never got to go to Dolph and apologize for what CMG was making him do and say. Finesse2Tymes never really got to sit down with Young Dolph and politic about how they was going to move their whole business together, because he knew he dealt with the other side. He dealt with the South. He dealt with all the people that be trying to make people check in and keep the gates and everything like that, right? And so at the end of the day, man, Finesse2Tymes try to make the moves on his own and everything like that. He brought in Lil King and all of his hitters and everything, but it was show after show. Dudes was running up on stage on Finesse2Tymes. Dude was trying to get his chain. Then the rental car situation happened with Finesse2Tymes. Then this happened and that happened. It seemed like a whole lot of stuff keep happening to Finesse2Tymes. And it could be a lot of people think that there's somebody out to get Finesse2Tymes because he didn't side with CMG. He didn't end up sticking with them. Or maybe it's coming from J Prince Jr. They could be jealous at the fact that he didn't want to go 100% with them when they thought that they had a guaranteed thing, because they was the ones that was there when he got out and they flew him to Houston. They think that just because they flew Finesse2Tymes to Houston that he's going to give his whole entire life up to them so that they can make all the bread. That's not the best situation for him, and he knew that. That's why he explored his options, tried to make it up with Moneybagg Yo. That didn't work. Everything ended up backfiring because the whole entire industry going against him now. And what y'all got to realize and understand is that now that this whole 2018 situation came up, the Feds gave him time to get big and everything like that. That's what the Feds do. The Feds really sit down and they watch, they let you build up a whole entire case until they get it to where they know they're going to have a 99% success rate. They're going to send everybody at you. So that's what they did. They said Finesse2Tymes got a solid 1 year. He going to be out, signing, doing shows and everything. They let him get big. They let him make his bread so that they could come back around and sting operation the whole entire crew and seize everything. They want to make it so that these rappers build up a whole lot of money and value so that they could come back and take it all, man. So people got to start paying attention to what's really going on out here with these rappers, man. And a lot of people, they don't understand what's really going on, because at the end of the day, you got to look at 2 and 2 and put everything together yourself, man. All of these rappers, they started self-snitching on themselves. That's what's really pushing the hits and records for them anyways, man. And then the fact that they publicizing all the beef that they got going on in the streets, they still trying to be out here dissing ops who actually got dropped. They out here doing disses with dudes who actually was in drills against they ops. Like, they sitting back doing all of this and forgetting the fact that the feds are watching everything, man. And at the end of the day, you cannot get out of that jam when it's too late. When they got everything built against you, everything that you said, everything that you did, all the disses you did, all the people you done crossed over, and it's all caught on footage in this 4K. They got you meeting with this person, meeting with that person, doing all of this stuff, man. And at the end of the day, whatever the witnesses say, man, the witnesses, it all comes back to that with this whole entire Dolph case. If they really seen that Bentley driving by, that's what's gonna make it or break it for them. And all of these dudes, man, all of the rappers is putting themselves in bad situations by keeping on putting everything in their songs when they know that they trying to use the lyrics against folks. Like, how is you gonna sit back and diss Young Dolph and put Young Dolph disses out there on his birthday and other days and everything, when you know that Young Thug sitting and doing a whole lot of time because of the lyrics that they using against him? And so what makes you think that if the feds end up pursuing Ricos on certain rappers and everything, that they not gonna use the lyrics against them from previous and from present? When you talk about the disses that they said they was gonna run down on Dolph, and then fast forward to today, talk about how they did run down on him and anything. They're going to put the connections together. They're going to know the metaphors and the similes and be able to decipher, because at the end of the day, with all of these rappers snitching and telling, the feds got rappers on their side that's willing to break down rap lyrics and tell them what it really means in the streets and everything like that, man. All the informants, they the ones who's cracking whose fake names and rapper names are the real names, and they tying that all up together. Everybody is working against the whole thing, man. And that's why you got to understand, anybody that's a rapper or in the streets or anything like that, you got to move very smooth, very careful. Keep your nose clean, keep your head out of the hot seat, out of waters, or whatever you got to do to keep on the straight and narrow when it comes to what lane you in, man. You got to make sure that the feds don't get you, don't do nothing to get yourself in trouble. You got to make sure that the ops or enemies and haters don't get you, so you got to basically move in a certain type of way where it's very militant and you strategic. You're not just going out for no reason and standing there like a sitting duck. And so at the end of the day, everybody got a lesson to learn from this whole entire thing about how you can't really trust nobody. You can't trust people in your rap group. You can't trust the bosses and the people that's working for you, because everybody got their own ulterior motives and agendas. And at the end of the day, the money talks, man. If they want to put money on somebody, boom, the money talks. They'll get all your people to turn against you, man. If they want to do this or that, it all happens, man. People turn against each other. You could get people to flip sides because they put the bread up. And the feds got a lot of money to be able to go after all of these dudes that's doing all these things. So don't make the same mistake that they made. Save yourself a whole lot of headaches and struggle, man. And at the end of the day, make sure y'all subscribe for all the updates.